Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
We need to understand the cosmos. We need to understand how the rays of the Creator transfers across the universe, what we call cosmic rays. These are God's rays. These are the rays from the source, from the Creator, that through division and interactions of what I call travel the span of the universe. Somewhere down the line, this will create another sun, these cosmic rays, and then with it we'll see life, and we see the love of Creator within that star and the solar system which they create. So when we speak about cosmic rays, we speak about the rays of the Creator. What their motion has led to creation of our solar system and others, and will lead to creation of others and other lives in the future. Then we have to respect and understand the totality of the knowledge when we call it a cosmic ray. When we create the rays which can match the rays of the Creator. This is what cosmic ray, this is what life to me as a scientist is. We saw the birds fly, we made aircraft. We saw the brain of the man when we made computers to match it. Now we understand the process of creation, and we attempt to create the lights, the rays, the fields, the emotions of the Creator through the understanding of the man, through the new systems. Initially, we brought this out to you as enhancement, where your soul became that star, your soul became that point, and the units and the reactors around it became the satellites. In the process of all this understanding, we tried and we endeavored to push the limitation of understanding to a further point. In this process, we have gone a step further. As now we understand, and our team are working and now have already developed the condition of the creation of the cosmic rays through the fields of the magnetic field, which is the basis, the fundamental understanding of what we call creation. A new cycle, a new what we call technology has emerged in the past few weeks, where, as we said last week, we have managed, and now we can produce fields, electric currents, and power out of the motion of cosmic rays, which means we have achieved the ultimate goal to be able to produce fields which is and are at the strength of the human body. which means we can feed the man, which means an end to hunger, an end to pharmaceutical. And this process will go to this next step. Gradually, in the coming days and weeks, we introduce new technology, new dimension, new understanding. And with you as those numbers who became groups of coming to Austria, those of you who joined us in one short session with Rick and then another session with Rick, with many of you online, without you knowing, we were testing huge technological development, which we're going to share with you part of it today and gradually in the coming weeks. In the process of past weeks, as you were with us, as you came here, as you became mobile and whatever to be part of, we continuously tested things in the background to understand the process of transferring and understanding the process of the completion of the cosmic rays.
So, hello, Mr. Keshe. Can you give us a detailed explanation of the cosmic rays, please, in a plasma science understanding? Thanks, Lisa.
Yeah. Cosmic rays are the rays, the fields, which have not found the matching balance to interact with, or are on the path to reach the field or environment that can interact with their field. In a way, they are like a lover looking for the love they have to meet, to interact, to create life. In the world of physical creation, we have a man and a woman lead to creation of a child, a life. The cosmic rays are the rays which are on motion till they come to interaction, to lead to a new cycle. Some of it could be a fraction of light, some of it can lead to creation of new condition of life. But there are the energies, there are the magnetic fields in motion that have not interacted and are free and are called available for the next phase. Become part of your body if it's yours, of the same strength. Interaction in with a body of a physical matter, planet or whatever, or with another fields that the interaction leads to fraction of other new fields of the cosmic rays that might lead to creation of the new cycle of life or a new plasma. They belong to the cosmos. They are not still have a name tag on them, that they become part of the human body or an entity. They have a strength which is very much connected in one end to a much powerful energy source. They are not usually, the cosmic rays, a bandwidth, a cut piece. They always have connection to their source, majority of them, because once they establish a point of contact and they go to the point of break and division, they start a new cycle. So they always have. It's like when we look at a star, it's always that light which comes to us is always connected to that star, to that point. They always have a point of reference. We can find out where that point of reference is, and if you can travel at the strength of, or at the, what are called rivers of this field, we can end up in most beautiful places in the universe. But it's instantaneous. This is what most of you have done in the enhancement unit. You instantaneously go somewhere. The light was space light, is a cosmic ray. It's a dusty white silverish at a high intensity. And I used to work in it. I became part, I could see myself part of it. If you go back to the unit, I used to do the flight system test, original flight system test, which then came out of Iran. Before Iran, I produced it in Belgium. If they haven't destroyed the garages, you see windows are all blacked out, totally blacked out. Because of the lights, I used to create cosmic light. So what is just getting achieved in our labs today is already been done 10 years ago.
Mr. Keshe, isn't there 7 million plus cosmic rays already walking around the planet Earth?
No, 7 trillions. What about the
animals?
animals?
There you go, yeah. Exactly, yeah.
So we see what it comes. So it's nice to see now it's shared. It's a common knowledge, and then it will become more common knowledge. Would you take hundreds of tablets a week, which some people do, 20, 30 tablets a day, one side effect of the other one, the side effect of the other one, where you're repairing the shakes and damages of the physical condition, not walking, where the actual thing sits in your brain. And if you provide the facilities for the brain to absorb what it needs, there will be no more shakes. So, do I need the medicine? This, what I call cosmic centers, farms, will change the history of the medicine. When we place, let's say, 50, 60, 100 of them in Canada, or 50, 100 in US, 1,000 here, 1,000 there, you just dial a number and you get access to it. The system through the fields of energy will diagnose your illness, what it is, your condition, and again knows this needs this combination, so you sit there. People who start these processes with us is exactly as you are in a flight system. We don't sing you a song down the line, you hear absolute silence. It's the fields of your soul interacting with the fields of our system, and they find a balance. Ours is powerful, so yours raises. So you say, I'm helped, I don't have the condition anymore. That's all we're done.
So cosmic ray, Mr. Keshe, is a soul that interacts with the physicality?
Cosmic ray is soul from the universe, if you put it that way. Connection to the soul of the universe. We call it the cosmic ray. If you look at cosmic and you want to change it, see what you can come up with.
So you can't change a cosmic ray, or you can?
Well, you can. You can interact with it. Cosmic ray is not one ray. It is an amalgamation and collection of many rays. I think I explained this in, I think it's one of the papers or in the book. I can't remember exactly where. I talk about translucent light. Translucent light is created by interaction of cosmic rays. It's what we see through the sky. We see other planets, but still it's not black that you don't see. It's translucent. Through it we see other stars, other planets.
I think sometimes that's called the clear light as well, right?
Yeah, it's some people, depends what you call it. Yeah.
So these would be these rays would be the primary rays, is what you were talking about, from source, basically.
Some of them, yeah, but not because they already interacted with something somewhere. It cannot be that some of it, very remote part of it, yes, but don't forget part of the rays we have in our universe comes from the unicos, which is interaction with other universes. You know, the way our sun shines in interaction with the fields of our Earth and become a daylight. Our universe fields interacts with other universes, that the interaction creates what are called universal light. We are not aware of this knowledge yet. It's impossible. We call it cosmic plus cosmos. But when you speak about universal lights, the universal lights, some of it comes from the Creator. Because those universal lights are where the universes live within. We only speak about the cosmos, what is within us, within our universe. When you go to universal lights, then you talk about some of the lights coming from the source. And some of these lights, if they get through our universe, become part of what we call universal or a cosmic light. When you look at the back of book 3, you might just grasp some of it. We haven't gone to the source yet. We're still taking crumbs in our universe. And this is part of the whole totality. We hope our team can show what we call the units in the next few days. What we call cosmic energy units. And this will change the history of matter. This will bring something beyond imagination of mankind, because we will start a new path. We'll start a new way. And we will go through a condition of new understanding, because with these cosmic rays, cosmic lights from the units we have, we receive higher order fields, will be enlightened. Cosmic rays have always been there. Now we learn the knowledge. What do we become, would like to be? Do we still want to be man, to kill and do whatever we do and get in the back of a donkey and get on the rocket 100 meters tall to burn? Or we use the cosmic rays and we travel the same span of the universe? It's just that the enlightenment it brings. And that enlightenment comes by availability of understanding of what we could not understand and was not available.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 634th Knowledge Seekers Workshop here on Thursday, March 19th, 2026. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute Education Department, and part of the public teachings in English. My name's Rick Crammond, and I'll be your host once again in this weekly series of workshops. And once again, we have the honor of having Mr. Mehran Keshe as our main presenter and teacher here today. And I believe he is ready to go with another workshop. Hello, Mr. Keshe. Are you there?
Yes. Thank you very much. Good morning, good day to you, or I should say good afternoon, and good day to you, wherever and whenever you listen to a series of knowledge seekers from Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. Before we start the session, I ask for a minute or two of silence for the most heinous act by the government of the United States on what touches the Keshe Foundation directly. I share with you in Farsi, and I'm sure I'll explain to you what it is. It touches you, it affects every one of you as knowledge seekers. We keep a silence for 1 or 2 minutes, and then I explain what the heinous act has been done by the nation of the United States, its army, on what is important to me personally and affects the future of our cooperation with all the American structures, and in many ways is the loss of one of the most historical things for the Keshe Foundation. We'll keep a silence for a minute or two, and then we come back and I'll explain. Let me translate to you what it says. It says at about 10 o'clock last Friday, near the Space Research Center, and gives the address, the American Air Force has destroyed Iran Space Research Center. And some of the documents, you see the paper on the side, is when they blew up the center. This center is where I started the research. It's deliberate, is non-military, and this building was built by Ayatollah Khomeini of Iran for my return to Iran. And it was empty. Just on the top floor, 2 or 3 secretaries and a couple of people managing the 7-8 story block. Extremely beautiful, built uniquely. And I put the first structures. I walked into this building empty. I was told, whatever you need, it'll be built. There wasn't a single screw in this building. It was furnished with one of the latest modern technology equipment within 7 days. And because we did the first flight in this building, it was changed to Iran Space Research Center, which is plasma technology of space, which is my technology. And last Friday, they blew it up. And I punish America for this, beyond their imagination. I punish every single structure of American technology. If you have a war, you don't kill the scientist. This is a systematic to turn the country back to 200 years. I take revenge on the American government because of this, and I'll explain when I do. You destroyed what I built. I destroy your name off the map of this planet. I am the Messiah, and I deliver my promise. You don't destroy research centers, hospitals, and everything else in the name of what? Bunch of murderers, bandits, crooks, pedophiles, trying to enforce their way. I tell you exactly what this place was. There was nothing in this building. The head of office of Ahmadinejad told me, choose which lab we furnish it. I chose a lab which looked back into the garden. It was full of parrots flying in and out. I said, it's a nice place to look. Many experiences, many flights, many dreams came true in this building. This should have been the museum of the Keshe Foundation, where the first flight took place, where I asked Ahmadinejad to deliver to the United Nations that we bridge the line of the science into plasma technology. Right, Lakhawi responded, this technology stays secrets of Iran. One day, if you walked into Linz, you see, or you must have seen, the pictures are there, those reactors, the metal one and the blue one. It used to take us about a year and a half to design, test, and bring the system to a level of flight test. 12 months was long. The Iranian reactor you see, which I left and many of you are familiar with, which was built in this building, I asked after the first flight test, it exploded because I sat on it. I didn't know how to handle it. It was flying off and I sat and the pressure blew the bottom off. It was a Tuesday afternoon. I called the office of Ahmadinejad. I said, the reactor has been flown, the flight, they came and said to be seen because the model's ringing inside. I said, I need a new reactor, it takes months. He said, give us the new design, I'll be with you. 7 days later, reactor built to all specification was on my table in this building on the lab. I was amazed how it was done. Sometimes later on, I needed, every time I needed a piece, part of the system to be adjusted, I just knocked on the door. A figure came in. He says, what can we do for you? What do you need now? I said, I want this piece. Door gets locked. 2 security officers behind the door. This gentleman disappears. Minutes or the day after, exact specification was delivered to me. One day, on a Thursday, about afternoon, which is the beginning of the weekend in Tehran, I wanted a piece. And it was Ramazan, and it was all sorts of things. It was all sorts of situations. And I knocked on the door. The guy came. He said, there is nobody. I have to speak to the office that this piece can be done. I went upstairs to the secretaries. I said, I want to speak to the officer. I need this piece that will be ready. It's essential for our second flight. They said, wait, there is a procedure, but we have to bypass it because it's Thursday. And usually everybody goes for the weekend, but I said, what's the but? He said, there is something we don't want you to know. I said, I have to know because I want this piece. He said, Mr. Keshe, do you know when you come through the front door and you go through the left? I said, yes. He said, have you noticed there's a door in the back of that corridor? I said, yes, I've noticed there's a big door. He said, please go to the ground floor, go through that door, and what you want will be made for you. I thought, okay. I went down, ground floor. Instead of going through the swing, what we call it, the doors to go out, I went to the back door. I entered a heaven for engineers. This building is more or less circular. They were built tens of machines, the latest you dream in a workshop, the latest you dream in electronics. Every, let's say, 5 or 10 degrees, one machine, one man sitting, a specialist next to it. I was puzzled. I walked around. There must have been about 20 people, all specialists sitting in their chairs. Each one central LED, CMCs, systems, fully electronics, testing electrical circuits, everything. I asked, what's this? They said, this is all set up for you. That the minute you ask for anything, it gets done. And you are not supposed to see what we put behind you. I said, I want this piece. They showed me the man who's responsible to make things like this. Went on a drawing, computers, done. Within an hour or two, it was in my hand. And then I knew how my technology was backed. There was nobody else in that building except me. The silence I asked for is for the scientists who died in that building. The American government will pay for this silence. I silence NASA. I silence every operation of the Lockheed Martin and the rest of it. I have time, they don't. You don't destroy the scientists of a nation unless your plan is a total destruction. An excuse of change of government is just an excuse. Keshe Foundation latest research center was handed over to us this morning. Those who are involved, they know what I'm talking about. And from this research center, I bring American government, scientific organizations to their knees. Since last Friday, I canceled all the agreements with American scientists who I invited to join us in research. The head of NASA Space Operation Mars 30, he lost his job with the Keshe Foundation. Heads of organizations and NASA scientists and any space scientist, Boeing, all the contracts with Keshe Foundation was cancelled this week. Not a single American scientist will ever put foot in Keshe Foundation research centers that they use our technologies to kill others. No, what a single American scientist or a specialist will be allowed in research centers of the Keshe Foundation under no circumstances. That's your punishment. You use our technology to kill more. When I entered Iran on 6th of June 2008, on two crutches with a broken leg, just coming from meeting just about 6 weeks before with the Samsung family in South Korea, giving lectures at South Korea's nuclear center, meeting with the ministers of the government of South Korea. I was told in Hamilton Hotel in Seoul by the American heads of operation for South Korea, in a meeting with a number of American scientists flown in to speak to me, that don't go to Iran. And I was in Iran 6 weeks later. When I landed 1 o'clock in the morning in Tehran, I was taken to north of Tehran, 15th floor and the 14th floor of most prestigious hotel in Iran was emptied, that nobody comes near me. I signed a contract with the Iranian parliament and Iranian nation after 3 weeks of negotiation. And the agreement was my technology will not be used to harm a single soul, but can be used in defense of nation of Iran. And that was the promise which was kept up to today by Ayatollah Khamenei of Iran, and while he was alive. From that hotel, I went to this building. After signing the contract, the day it was sealed, signed, and if those of you who get access to the Iranian parliament, the last week of June of 2008, you'll find an agreement. The last 2 digits of it is 13, signed between the Mehran Tavakoli Keshe and the Iranian nation through the parliament, signed to transfer of technology. And the day after signing this contract, in the offices of the Ahmadinejad, I was taken to this building. They said this was built for you and we were planned for you to come to Iran. And this became the Iran Space Research Center. The smoke you see from this building, the smoke will burn in the heart of every American scientist. They wish this did not happen. You can use our technology, but you'll be just slaves to it. You touch Iranian nuclear physicists, I did not touch you. You touch people who use my technology, I touch you. 2 Thursdays ago, I told Ayatollah Khamenei, your term is finished because of what you agreed you didn't do. On Saturday, he wasn't with us. I give the same warning to those who know what I can do. No American scientist will be allowed to enjoy the development of the Keshe Foundation space research. Doors closed because he used the technology to kill. You lost. You lost heavy. And when I finish my job, I tell you why and how. This morning, we received and we entered one of the biggest research centers of the Keshe Foundation for development of the space technology. Those who are with us, they know what I'm talking about because they did it, not me. And I hope one day Americans won't blow up your space research center, which you just proudly took the keys today. We banned the Belgians. We don't sell them a single thing. And soon will be the same with the American scientists, development, and research. I asked the Iranian government to directly make the announcement. As the Iranian foreign minister announced, the 440 kilos of uranium enriched to 60% is buried under. Keshe Foundation, through the structure of another research center which is hidden in public, will produce 10 kilograms of 100% enriched uranium delivered to every nation which needs as a cost of $100 a kilo. We sell the machinery as gift for $1 to governments. %, enriched uranium, plutonium, costing about $100 a kilo to produce, will be given to every nation by Keshe Foundation as a gift. The only contract we sign in giving the gift and the technology cannot be used for weapons. By end of 2027, I make sure over 100 nations can produce pure plutonium, 100% enriched, for scientific space development to be able to conquer space. Now destroy 100 nations. Not a single unit will be given to the American organization. In 2026, over hundreds of units producing pure gold will be delivered to the third world nations. They can produce as much as they like. There is no value to gold, no value to plutonium. And Mr. Trump, Jews managed to fool you to tell you that you are a promised one because your digital number matched with the one which was supposed to be the devil, and you played the fool. play with Messiah. I teach you a lesson. You're worth nothing. You destroyed the most precious thing to me for research and space development. That the smoke will come from the White House, from your hearts, not from the building. You killed those students which are working in the field of my technology. I kill the love in your nation to envy the knowledge. As I said to diplomats in past few days, Keshe Foundation is that phoenix which will rise from Iran through science and technology. And this is the worst thing you could do to yourself. Military and the other factors, nothing to do with us. You can battle yourself. You touch my students, my researchers, I touch you. You burn the building, I'll burn the nation. Going back to the teaching. Rick, you can change the screen.
Okay, just bear with me a second here.
Now you knowledge seekers understand my place, my position. How many in a scientist meeting? Usually summertime, the top 3,000 top students, science of Iran gather together. In one of the speeches, he said, the jewel in the crown of Iran scientist is Mehran Tavakoli Keshe. And that jewel will shine, not the other direction, United States. Going back to the teaching, as we talked about the cosmic ray, as we explained that we have to understand everything in depth of the knowledge of the work of the cosmic rays, I explained in the last week teaching that we have a connection between the soul of the planet and the soul of the man. And we have always to think and understand the right way. That the process is not exclusivity. The soul of our planet has a connection with the soul of his star. In a way, the manifestation of itself is from the interaction of the fields of it, which leads to manifestation of our physical planet. The soul of Earth becomes the soul of physicality. An environmental condition in this part of the solar system gives a physical condition of the Earth. But it's the same with the soul of the central position. We call it the black hole of the Milky Way, which in interaction with the soul of our star leads to the creation of the solar system, which within it is the Earth and the Mars and everything else we see in it. And again, going a step further, the interaction of our solar, what we call our galaxy, with the what we call central point of the cluster of the galaxies leads to the manifestation of our galaxy. Now you can see the process. But to understand how this works, in reality, in interaction of one field, one single field, leads to creation of a galaxy. No more. This could be directly from the center, or this could be from the ray, which is emitted from the center, and in a process of interaction and refraction and reflection from the environment of itself, lead to creation of this galaxy. In a way, in the world of nuclear physics, we listen to a lot of rubbish talk that in the neutron or in the electron or proton, all the fancy name of kryptons and up clocks and down clocks and everything else, we say there are hundreds of particles in one atom. In different things we hear so many names built for it. My dear scientists of nonsense talking, never understood, and mainly American. You stupid people, American scientists of physics, never understood because you listen to another crooked guy like Einstein. Now, what you see in an atom, what you see in a neutron or electron or a proton, and with all your fancy up clock, down clocks and everything else, is the replication of a solar system. Is Earth up clock? Is Earth Krypton, whatever, or is Mars down clock and blah blah and the rest of it? In a larger scale, is our solar system in the galaxy of Milky Way up clock or down clock on something else? What is in macro is in micro. If you don't understand it, look at larger scale, or in the smaller scale, see the behavior. Look in the larger scale to understand the physical structure. What we see as a behavior of, let's say, electron is exactly the same as Earth rotating around the sun. When you look at the hydrogen with a single central system, and then you see one electron, the collection of all the stars we see is the same. The collection of all the galaxies we see the same. Then you see in the structure of a solar system that proton is the sun, and the collection of all the planetary system around it is a collection of that electron. In a way, we see one atom of hydrogen as solar system. Singularity in the middle, a proton, and so many electrons. We are used to seeing one electron with a proton, but how come so many planetary systems? Because we have to look at the collection of the planetary system in respect to their center, and we see, if we look at it, they're actually one system energy. In nuclear physics, we know there is a proton in the middle, but that was for a long time, and still in so many ways is, we knew the presence of this proton by the fuzzy, rapid moving energy around it. We call it electron, confirming the existence of proton. That fuzzy light is Earth rotating around the sun. As it interacts, we see it creating the daylight. Same process. We don't see what we call electron lit all the way around. We only see the light of the proton on the facing side of the electron side, which means when we see the light on the electron, which is buzzing around crazy, is on the side of it when it interacts with the fields of the proton. Exactly what sun does in respect, in interaction of its field on Earth. We see the daylight, and we are fuzzing around it. 365 days it takes us to come back, and collectively all the planetary system do that. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock is the Uranian New Year. We come to the cycle of the spring, and again it starts again, another cycle, another dimension, rotation around the sun. Exactly, we see the daylight and nighttime, but the light is always on the side. It's just us, depends where we are, we see the light. But if you look at it from outside, it's only one side which is lit, and the lit side is facing the sun. Interesting enough, in a way, as the soul of the sun in interaction with the soul of the Earth makes manifestation of the physicality of the Earth, and it transfers this energy to, then the soul of the Earth in interaction with the soul of the man creates the physical manifestation of the man in a dimension of the field of the Earth. And then the soul of the man in interaction with the soul of every single cell creates that light in that cell. In the world of science, they tell us that half of the brain works half of the time, half of your lung works 1 hour, the other half works the other. Your heart works in a sequence, your liver works in sequence, and everything else, even your ovaries and your testicles, work on a cycle of 1 month on, 1 month off. Your heart does exactly the same. One side contract, one side does the what we call expansion, and then you have the same with your lung and the rest of it. But every single cell in these organs and the rest of it do exactly what the Earth does with the sun. The soul of the man shines, interacts with the soul of every single cell body of the man. If one day our scientists look at the refraction of the light, they will see every single cell is shining towards the soul of the man, as our daylight does to the sun, as the electron does to its proton. But what is interesting, when we look at that cell, as we saw in the cell of the solar system, calcium is in the center as an energy. So the calcium become the sun of that cell in a plasmatic condition. And then every particle in that cell, now go and see the scientists, they open it up. They say this is this and that and that. The cell, whatever they talk about it, change it to up clock, to down clock, krypton, blah, 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 or to the moon and the earth and the Mars is all the same. What we see in macro, we see in micro. This is important for us because in the dimension of life on this planet, in the interaction of the field of the planet with the soul of the living thing, which is based on the condition on this planet with the nearest magnetic gravitational field fraction of dimension in energy, allows you to become the seed or the soul of a cell of a living thing in a dimension of the life as a vertical, horizontal, and mineral. How things set up, how the soul interacts. Then you understand why every single cell in every living thing which is based on the amino acid protein of living motion has a calcium in the center. In so many ways, in the dimension of the vertical people, we see magnesium more. And then we understand how the soul of the man interact with the soul of every single cell in the body of the man. This is why when the soul of the man touches the emotion and matches with the emotion of the man in the brain of the man equal to the emotion of the soul of the man. And the sun bothers me, I cut life from where I created that life. I don't send light in that direction. And this is why the man gets cancer. This is why when I know in the emotion of me as the soul of the man, in connection with the soul of the guy who's adulterous and the wife knows I cut life through the right breast, through the dimension of the fields to create cancer, that there is no touch to life. Now you understand how we have step by step transferred the field of our Creator to the soul of the unicos, to the soul of the universe, to the soul of a galaxy, to the soul of a star, to the soul of a planet, to the soul of a man, to the soul of the cell of the man. And it's still ongoing. Then you see how in one line, every second of your life, a man is connected to his Creator. I made man in the image of myself, because man is created from a field of myself in interaction with the field of emotion of myself. The only thing that man fooled himself with was the emotion of love, which he thought is exclusivity of, but it was the gift from the Creator. And giving unconditionally led to the creation of, but being blind to what I have created, it brought me to understand the love of me for me. This is part of the structure of understanding how simple the process of creation is. How simple every possible way, every step of the way, every cell within the body of the man, every second of his life, connected to the line of the connection of the life of the Creator. So you as a cell, collectively as a man, are a collection of the reflection of the light and the rays of the Creator. Now, do you need rabbis, ayatollahs, mullahs, and Vaticans, and bishops, and archbishops, and Buddhists? You're all together as an intermediary when you know you have the gift of being part of the actual, what is the created out of me through myself. The reason that calcium is part of, I will explain in the future what connects calcium as a plasmatic field center of a cell of the man that becomes the sun for the reflection of the soul of the man. And if you understand this connection, feel the strength, how you can replicate the fields of the Creator. Remember, you have to be heavy or feel stronger that you can hold every energy. And how come that calcium is the center of every cell within the body of the man? Where the amino acid, you'll call it atomic blah blah, is 43. And the calcium is 40. And it's supposed to be heavier than the amino acid. But it holds the amino acid within its capture, be it the muscle of the man, be it the connection ligaments, be it the blood of the man, be it the skin of the man, and the rest. And if the soul of the cell of the man in attraction of the field is the energy of a calcium, so has to have one in connection to the soul of the man, that field energy balance. And if you understood the gravity of the last two sentences, you have found your way to your Creator. Then you know why the skull of the man is made from calcium, the bone. Then you understand what is the field strength of the soul of every living thing on this planet. And if you understood that connection, and you understood why the skull of the man is the cage for the soul of the man, then the same process, you will understand the field strength of the soul of the planet, the soul of the galaxy, the soul of the rest, and up to the soul of the Creator. Once man gains this knowledge, man will be able to mutate, transmute to any shape anywhere in the universe and live amongst the men as they are. The way 1/3 of you, even part of you listening to this teaching, you are not from here. You have forgotten knowledge, how you got here. If, as knowledge seekers, you understand the potential of the existence of the man in the dimension of energy, in a way of the connection of the whole, then you understand why even man has bone has its physical structure. Why bone has to be in his hard condition as a bone, where every cell has a calcium as a soul. Then you understand how even the feature of the man is connected to the structure of the bone of the man and nothing else. You keep a healthy bone, you keep a healthy soul, you keep a healthy body. Because it's the bone who keeps the dimension of the soul of the cells in position in respect to the soul of the man. Does not matter if you're a dog, cat, a man, a tree, and the rest. Principle is the same. We see man, tall, short, black, brown, and the rest. Then you understand the field strength of the soul of the man. So is the same with a tree. You get a tall tree, small tree, and everything else is like the Japanese, the black, the white, Chinese, and the rest. We call it the apple tree, the orange tree, and God knows, silver, and this, and this, and the rest. We chose a man, nationality, and the color and the race. We chose a tree in the name of the fruit they create. No difference. Same principle. Now you can see where the dots of the cosmic ray comes together. Do we call it the cosmic ray, or do we call it a ray from the Creator? Then you understand every cell as is connected is the dimension of the field strength of the position, place, and possession of the fields of the Creator. I hope you understood a lot from this, and this opens a lot to the other doors. But step by step, as we open the doors, we partially move into the dimension of physiology of man, Because by understanding the physiology in the dimension of the field strength and the emotion of the field, we open a Pandora box of transmutation of the man in the dimension of the universal condition of the man in this universe. We go for a very short break and we come back, and I hope we can answer some of your questions. And we have a lot of announcements to make after the break.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Keshe. This is the 634th Knowledge Seekers Workshop. As Mr. Keshe mentioned, we'll have a short break and be back with the second part. There will be an opportunity to ask questions, and our attendees here can raise their virtual hand if you would like to ask a question personally. And otherwise, the Q&A is available for posting questions and the webinar chat, as well as the chat in YouTube. Okay, be back shortly. Okay, we're back again at the 634th Knowledge Seekers Workshop here on Thursday, March 19th, 2026. And as promised, this is the second part with opportunity to ask questions. But as Mr. Keshe mentioned, he'll have some things to say first. So please go ahead, Mr. Keshe.
Thank you very much. As many of you know, we promised that on 21st of March, the Enlightenment and Peace game will open to public at 12 a.m., what we call Greenwich Mean Time, on 21st of March. This game will be open to public worldwide. Those of you who helped us and joined in past 3 months in showing the what we call adjustments and corrections and whatever needed to be done, that we learned some of the problems. Your own numbers, credits you made before, which is 1/15 of a billion trillion of the 1 cent, the best somebody has done, I think I was told, is about 700, will be that you'll get some credit for that you haven't wasted time playing with us. The cash coin become official currency as of 21st of March 2026 for those who register through the cash registration. You have to understand, when you play the game, you get the CC cash coin, cash as cash notes. Then you convert, when you want to do anything with your coin, to cash coin, which is KC currency. For every $100 or euro, whatever you earn in the game, when you want in the game to play with it, is your game. When you want to transfer it into a currency that you can live with it, work with it, whatever, you get $90. Or you get 0.9 of a cash coin. The other 0.1 or the other 10 euros of your system, 8 will go directly to your central bank of the nation you register yourself with, to us. So if you are a resident of, let's say, China, but you are British and you pay your taxes to the Chinese, $8 for every $100 or euro or yuan we change with you will go directly as a payment from the foundation to that government. $1 will go to Keshe Foundation for further research, and $1 stays for expenses of running the operation. You have to register, and in the registration you have is categorized in 3 ways. You're individual, you're playing. You're playing or you're registering as a company, because somebody comes to you and says, I have 1 cash coin, would you accept? You can only accept it if you're part of the structure of the Keshe Foundation and Keshe organization. If you're a company, you want to sell your products to us, you have to register. Your company registration is your registration with us. Your passport, your ID certification in application you fill becomes ours. So we know where you are, which country we have to pay for. And it's the same, a number will be given to each government, which means governments can exchange their coins with us for any services or loans we give to them. Be very much aware of what's going on. You want, very soon, in the next few weeks, you will see that for example, you buy a unit from the Keshe Foundation for €100, it will disappear. The only currency on the Keshe Foundation website is 1 coin, 0.1. That's 1 coin is €1,000. 0.1 is that fraction. So we start teaching you, people in the background will set up structures, how for a lot of you know how to work with the Keshe Foundation in exchange for everything. You can buy products from the Keshe Foundation, our new structure coming up. We have set up a structure that at 12 o'clock on 21st of March, except the Iranian currency, whatever value is to the nearest digit will become the value exchange for your 1,000 euro. And it stays that way, which means if tomorrow night yuan is 7.9 to euro, your yuan for every 1,000 euro, 8,000 yuan will be locked in for years to come as the value in comparison to euro. So you keep your value, does not matter what happened. And this will be the trade that you knowledge seekers amongst each other can trade. Because 1,000 euro, it'll be always 1,000 yuan. It won't be 8,100 tomorrow and 7,900. This brings certainty into the market for Keshe Foundation and those who use our system. Be very, very clear in what is going to happen after 21st of March. For those of you who have registered up to now, you have to re-register. Don't forget you have to re-register every month. Once a month you have to register. And you pay a fee for that registration. It's about €1. And that €1 goes for the expense of running everything else in the background. But allows you to carry your coins from the month before, whatever you played forward or spend it. This way, we keep people who just are occasionally just whatever they want to do. You can win, or with your plays, maximum, hopefully, around about 2 coins a month, which is 2,000 euro, which gives you 1,800 euro because we're keeping 200 euro behind. That 180 euro of it will go directly to the account of your government, and 10 euro stays with the Foundation for Research, and 10 euro goes for operation to keep. So from 21st of March, you can actually go to the Keshe Foundation website. We start structuring it that way, buy the cash coins from us and spend it gradually. We become central operation for us. Or you can go and play the game, earn the coins, exchange it to, and buy the products. If the seller accepts your coin, because he has to sell it somewhere, or he has to exchange it to the currency of, you are from Europe, you have €1, he is from China, he has 8,000 RMB. This secures the knowledge seekers. This secures the future process. So you can register from 21st of March at 12 o'clock, 12 a.m., beginning of the day, and we go through how much the currency worth that day, and we lock it, and gradually we bring all your currencies into this process. Exception to this process is a Belgium's through Europe. American scientists to this process will be refused, and if we found the trade, we'll find a way to block it. And those who live in Ghana. We keep the same process. Sometime in the next few weeks and months, we start explaining to you step by step what goes on. When you register your first registration, 21st of March, you'll be given a gift of €100, which is 0.1 cash coin as a gift. And we structure it in the next few weeks and months as we set up our system, because this needs a lot of setting up. It takes a lot of work to be done. We back in the background allow you to trade with different structures and with each other, and then you go to a shop and say, I have these coins, but it's not in the exchange, but this is internal cash coin, which means we don't touch cryptocurrency. We are coins within the structure of fund. That's why you register with us. You only can register if you can use our coin if you're registered, and we register you by national ID. Where do you live? Fill in the form correctly when you come to it, and then gradually we start setting it up. When we are everything corrected next few months or weeks or whatever, as we plan to do, then we get in touch with individuals, because every one of you, especially in a third world nation, receive 1,000 coin. Don't forget, it's worth €1,000. You all become individually millionaires. But we structure it in a way that you cannot spend it all. We work on a specific way that works on the span of a life of a man, that you have all the time money to spend. You can't burn it in one day and gamble it or do whatever with it. If you receive, we estimate you live 100 years, you're allowed to cash in 10 coins a year, which is 10,000. $10,000 in Africa, €10,000 in Asia is a lot of money. The way we take the coins from you, we exchange it somewhere else, we pay somebody else through our process. This brings stability. This takes hungers away. We encourage people in Africa, in third world nations, to play the game, to learn the game of peace, to learn how they can be enlightened and become peaceful. And through the game, we start teaching the technology of the Keshe Foundation. We have entered in a very deep way with one of the most favorable structure of the teaching in the past 2 weeks, and we follow this through the same coming up, that our teaching has and will become part of the curriculum of the teaching due to our structure and organization. Which means when we let you play the game, we give you 1,000 coin, you learn about the knowledge. We put you through the teachings. Number of knowledge seekers in the background are working with AI so that every teaching can be reached. We connect the two together. The teaching, you go to the teaching, you pay for the teaching, you learn everything you want to know, the structure we're setting up through the game. You spend, you then 1,000, you're going to learn how you can make uranium, plutonium, and what it can be done for a peaceful application. You buy the knowledge through the game you played. You want to know how to cultivate. You want to buy an apple, you're hungry, you go back, you exchange. This will take us a year or two to get it all fine-tuned. Is decentralization of the financial structure, which every one of you is a member of that structure. Operation out of the hand of central bank operation, in the hand of every citizen on this planet. In further step, sometime before end of this year, we give finances by coin the way, because now we paid your governments over next year. They are used to Keshe Foundation paying money to them out of nowhere. They have a capital, assets to be spent for your nation. Don't forget, nation is 1 million. 100,000 kids are playing cash coin to earn 2,000 to feed their family and their clothing and everything else. The game is through the game to bring equality, to bring peace. A child can earn that. A child is born on the date of issue of his birth certificate. In the next 2 years or so, will receive automatically 1,000 shares coin from the foundation to that name. Doesn't need an account because it's on the net. Parents cannot spend it. Can be spent for that child. Through his connection we set up. No child will go hungry. No child will be without clothing. No child will go without education. We connected to the AI. Children from the young age ask question, Mom, how the tree is growing is AI, made by the Keshe Foundation through the teachings, connected for you to enjoy. The child will have the same benefit as a man in the most advanced universities where they don't teach killing. This is the gift from the Phoenix of Iran through the technology of the knowledge to humanity. The worst thing you American did, you thought it touched the nation, but the bird of the nation has already flown away and nested somewhere safe. Dollar will worth zero. Nobody will deal in it as people learn to deal with a currency which is a peace currency. In the structure setting up from tomorrow, we'll keep it very slowly going till we see our problem, we see our faults. And once we bring this into operation, we understand, then we can support it. Sometime this year, we start giving 1,000 shares or 1,000 coin to the citizens of the poorest nations first. Children who write, register to play the game, that they can bring wealth to their nations. Nobody can stop. We explain more and more in what is going on. We explain as time comes, once we learn our process of development, delivering. So, knowledge seekers, you can play the game of peace. If you are Africans, ask your children to play. Dr. Gatwa, you're responsible for Africa as a member of support of the Universal Council. Hassan, you're on the West Coast. It's your job to teach the Africans. Lady in South Africa, teach your nations to play the game. And we feed it. We start with Africa. Then, step by step, we go to South America, Central Asia. Those who live in Philippine knowledge seekers, teach your children to play and get people to play the way you taught the knowledge. Get the shopkeepers to accept. And then we'll see. They never lose. Doesn't matter if the currency drops, goes up, they're always safe in that haven of equality. Those of you in India, ask people to play and let them exchange game. And those of you who sit in the beautiful nation of Iran, I wish you the most beautiful new year tomorrow. We will assess very soon how to value the exchange rate for Iran. We'll announce it in due course. In 2026, figures are all robbed by those who came to rob us and those who came to bomb us. We bring the rate to the rate of 1979, where 6 was $1. You can exchange that. Let us do our work. We open to the Iranians. Iranian nation citizens will receive the coins, one of the first nations to do, to help them not to suffer from what they've been forced into. We got rid of the Arabs. For us, we bring the nation of Persians, the true blood of every single one of you, doesn't matter. You live from North America to Europe, to China, you carry a Persian blood in you because that's where it was crossed years ago. We all are the same, and we look after you the same. The whole game is to bring peace and equality, to understand intelligence, and we'll base ourselves in one of the most beautiful places in the world. We work hard, we deliver hard. In the next few days, the first harvest of the Keshe Foundation brand will be in public. Most probably by next week, you can buy it and enjoy it. And it'll be something which will be added to step by step as we grow ourselves. You will see the Keshe Foundation cosmic ray products starting from one point and gradually in the next few months spreading around. A lot of work has been done. I thank those of you who supported us solidly and you allowed this to happen. Those of you who stood by us solid, we haven't wasted a single cent of you. What you gave us, it goes back to where it came from, to humanity. Please register, play the game, ask the people of your nation to play the game, and ask those who trade to register, to accept, and internally will start working itself. Those nations who we see, especially the young, start playing the game, will finance the nations for the next cycle. The nation of Belgium will not receive any process as long as it does not change its position of monarchy. We only deal with democracies and not with the pedophiles. The same goes with those who have head of blondes and they played with children. We keep our way clean. We are here to unite, but we have to understand what is the cause of division and what is the cause of war. .95% of the people have been killed in war since the 1940s has been true because of American army, military, and everything else. And we'll bring an end to this very, very soon. We'll explain that very soon. Technologically, no wars. We are intelligent people. When you have to fight, you're already lost. When you know how intelligent you can keep the man away, he can battle himself too. smithereens. I hope you enjoy the game. Register through the system. Go to Keshe Foundation, what we call Institute. Register through Institute that you're a member of the foundation. In that way, many of you will start doing, and anybody does, ask them to do so, because this gives us a huge legitimacy to be operating through a structure as much as we do on the game. Is in a way, you have a .com on the internet, you're a company you earn, but you have a company which is actually sitting in the ground as a company. This is the difference between the Keshe coin on the net and Keshe Foundation work operation as a what we call institute, as a structure, the way we have set it up, and they work hand in hand next to each other as one structure. We try to explain more and more as we see the problems and the rest. We had a problem in distribution of one, not in a way of when it was technical, and hopefully it's sorted. We test it in the next few days, and then we start distributing the first phase of the what we call the modern systems. In 20s and 30s and then 50s, we see the problem, we solve the problem, and we'll appoint people who have to, what we call, monitor, correct, all the transfer of the coins, transmutation of coins from one account to another. And many of you have to learn how to handle Keshe coin as a wallet, as a safe that nobody can do. If your account is stolen or your coin is stolen, we can prove it that it is. You'll be refunded. We'll give it back to you as long as you stay straight with us, and we'll see, we can track, we can monitor where your money goes or what it's been. So nobody can come to us and say, I lost my coin. You have 1,000 coins for the rest of your life. Use that if it's that bad. And not many people can stash away millions, because you cannot earn more than 2 coins a month. It's 24. And if you lived 100 years, it's 2,400 coins, which gives you about 2.4 million euro of today. We will connect education, we connect health, we connect what we call nourishment, food, everything else gradually over the coming time into the structure of the Keshe coin and playing the game. Through the game, you can go to the hospital, you pay for the services through Keshe coin, you receive what you need. Again, through the system we build up, through your headphones, you receive it, and everything else. And the structure is slowly getting set up. We need time, and we have set a structure that we don't look outside for no finances. Gradually, in the next 12 months, we'll be self-sufficient internally through the exchange and through the structures we set up. Researchers, developers, and many others, as we need, we call upon. Keshe Foundation doors are closed to any American scientist, computer scientist, space scientist, and this is the only way we can stop our technology to be used for war purposes. We respect the American citizens, we respect all the knowledge seekers who come from America. Nothing will change from you. We just don't let those who cause wars to join us. As we believe, the state of Israel will not exist very soon, because there will be no citizens in that country to live as citizens of Israel. Over 400,000 nearly Israelis have been killed in the past 2 weeks, and by the end of this war. Already nearly 10% of the Jewish population of Israel will not be there to live. The others have escaped, so Palestinians will have more numbers than them, and we'll see gradually, as there is no Jews to run, the state of Israel will change to the Palestine in the coming months, as we see. And if the war goes the way we see it, about 1 million Jewish population will be under the ground, buried by their own. As I said to 2 or 3 diplomats this week, during the Hitler, they created gas chambers, as the Jews claimed. Today, Jews are gas chambering themselves. They start attacking Iran and infrastructure. As Iran has started attacking the Israeli infrastructure, they knew they built safe homes in their homes and safe undergrounds. These undergrounds are more or less crashing on top of safe homes, safe undergrounds, and people are dying in thousands, suffocating under their own CO2. You hear and understand. When you build a house in Israel, apartments, you have to have a safe room that you can go in it from any bombs or shrapnels. 18th floor, 20th floor crashes down, as you see in many, many pictures of past few days. These buildings, 20 floors, 8 apartments per floor, that's 160 apartments. Jewish families, Orthodox and the rest, average 3 to 5, let's say 5 to be on this average side, mother and father and 3 children, multiplied by 160. You can see when one of these buildings comes down, how many have been in it, and Israel says only 1 or 2 injuries, because they can't even reach the people who've been killed. In one attack, 18 apartments have been crushed. Multiplied by 900, you can see how many in one go have gone. Now you understand, when they do it by themselves, they have no airports to run out anymore, they have no port to run. It's just change of time. When, and the reason that Israel airport, Gore airport, was wiped out on Monday night was because in the hangars of this airport, there were a number of F-35s modified to carry nuclear bomb to attack Iran on Tuesday night were placed. As you know, by the tradition, the last night of the Wednesday, which is on Tuesday night, in Iran we celebrate jumping over fire, that the bad omens of the year past goes away. The Israelis were planning to attack Iran when people are on the streets celebrating the day of fire. And F-35 modified with nuclear warheads were set to attack Iran at that night. And every single F-35 was wiped out, already loaded with nuclear warheads. I'm sorry to those who lost their lives, but on the other hand, Iran would have been annihilated with nuclear weapons. Over 1,700 people lost their lives in that attack in Ben Gurion Airport. You have to understand, fully manned military control tower crashed down and hundreds of soldiers inside, top officials, pilots, tracking how the day after the attack to bring a nation down. It wasn't empty, it was full of soldiers loading up nuclear warheads, adjusting aircrafts to attack Iran. This war should have not started, but no one will have a last say, except that we estimate Up to today, some more than 500,000 lives have been lost in Iran, in Israel, and over 25,000 American citizens in different shape or form in Middle East. German hospitals are full of Americans. Even Germans cannot go to the hospital. Dead, dying, injured are getting shipped in plane loads. Most of the European military hospitals are full with Americans. No airport to run out, no flight to take out. People are paying their blood to cross borders to be able to travel. My deepest condolences. Does not matter what color, race, nation, or language you lost your members of your family in this one-sided war. But humanity will win. Today is the night of New Year, and tomorrow is the New Year. In 1980s, when I was a student in university, we used to cry these nights because Saddam Hussein with the American bombs were sending missiles to Tehran. And some 40 years later, we are getting the same from the master this time instead of their proxy. Nothing changed. We still wait to hear the voice of our loved ones that are still alive in Tehran or in Iran. I went through this 40 years ago when I was a student, as my father died in a bombing, as my family is still alive because Saddam Hussein was sending missiles. And now we're getting the same from the masters who gave them. This time they're trying themselves. Last time we won, this time we win. And at the end of it, humanity will win because the card has changed. Any questions?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Keshe. So definitely a lot to unpack today with today's workshop. Let me see. First, I have the Keshe Foundation. There's the new Keshe Foundation site, keshefoundation.at, and it has the opportunity to become a member or support member of the Keshe Foundation. Is that where people sign up for the game as well, or signing up for the game?
The game you sign through the game. The game, you go through the game this way. As you're a member of the Keshe Foundation, automatically goes to us because we use the same program data back into Keshe Foundation. But once you register for the game, you automatically become registered for the foundation, and you can register yourself into the Institute, KF Institute, and then everything else will be sorted in the background. It's just that we try to give two faces of Keshe Foundation in a structure that allows the institutes and the research and development hand in hand to grow. For example, any items of the Keshe Foundation, or gradually those who are resellers of the Keshe Foundation will get paid. They can accept cash coin and pay Keshe Foundation for a cash coin that we transfer to those who buy the coins from us to shop around. Next week, hopefully, or so, the first agricultural products of the cash coin will be available in some countries. And then gradually you buy cash coin to exchange. We put through which cash coins can be used when you purchase cash coin to purchase, or you want a cash coin through the game to come through to support. Gradually we structure this out. And we, in a way, bring security and stability. It's taken years to get here. We are not going to be tomorrow. And you have to understand, the more usage is set up for the cash coin, the more what we call power we have to bargain with the nations in so many ways. We try, if we know people, students in universities, get them to play, especially in Africa. If they earn 2 coins a day, a month, they live a luxury life, believe you me. And we try to support them. They have to go through the process. You have to allow us to become. You get shopkeepers to accept, like they do cryptocurrency, like they do, what we call it, every other coin. But this time, you can buy from anywhere in the world, any services gradually for the same. You can buy your health programs through Cashcoin. And gradually it's getting set up. We just need time. It'll be completed. And then we'll see how we can do.
Okay, so to be clear, this site with the Keshe Foundation.at, those who are already playing the game and who have signed up for that don't have to sign up at the Keshe Foundation.at. They're already signed in.
Yes, they're already signed in. You get
Okay.
everybody else's. But when you go to the game, you sign for the game. You ask your nationality, your birth, your passport number, your ID number. On that ID number you give us, which you are resident. When you come to ask us to change your cash coin to Keshe Foundation coin, we call it KC, we raise the money for your government. Those of you who work with us and you play the game and you will have an income from it, please get in touch with your governments and tell them, can you give us a number? We asked already from number of knowledge seekers to ask the government, where can we make a payment to your account? We want a national government account. You have to work a little bit to find out. We don't want to pay where you pay finances or whatever. We want a national number where we can monthly pay. You're American, you play on the game, and then you want to buy something with it. You exchange the coin to be able to do. We pay to your government, your Iranian, we pay to your government. In a way, we subsidize the governments to come up. They don't have income, it's extra income which comes in. And then we have other ways, because when they take our coin, they have to spend it. So we can, in the long run, monitor how the finances of government is done in the long term. Because they receive so much, we see how they use our coin, who they pay. Become very transparent, very, very, very transparent, who is playing what game where. The briberies in the long term will stop, because it'll be very transparent. We pay the government, government pays with coin somebody else, and this goes. And you can use subdivisions of it, which is you can buy ice cream for 10 cents with a coin, where 1 coin is 1,000, the rest stays in your account. You have to start learning how to work with what we call currency exchange on the internet, which is very easy. It's done every day, and this way your money stays the same amount all the time, does not matter where you go, and gradually brings prices the same around the world. Maybe next 5 or 10 years, more and more people use it. Live in Africa, encourage your students, put posters up for students to play, put posters up for the shopkeepers, for the companies to accept the coin to exchange inside your nation. We only support governments. We will not go supporting businesses to give them whatever. Project by project, so council members become responsible. Earth council members to be reallocated. They are there to see that the funds are transparently spent. Those of you who are supporting member councils, your job literally starts from now on. Get in touch with your governments. You are in support of Universal Council. Ask them for the bank account. We want to pay money to you. We pay them by coin. They spend the coin because they know each coin is €1,000. Start We facilitate it, we do it, and then you have to take it up. Doesn't need everything to go through Keshe Foundation. We just see that the nations receive what we call the proper way to spend, and we play the game of peace. You'll be amazed how children will play. Every day, 2-3 hours, they learn, they earn. A boy of 10 playing a game, earning 1 coin a month, $1,000 is a lot of money in Africa. As they say, let the game begin. Any other question?
All right, thank you, Mr. Keshe. Well, we have several hands up here. Let's start with Mika, who has a question that's different than the question that we discussed before the workshop, Mr. Keshe.
Yeah.
So please go ahead, Mika. I see your microphone's open, but we don't hear your voice yet. Something.
Can you hear me now, Rick?
Yes, we do.
Okay, wonderful. Mr. Keshe, greetings, and my deepest condolences and compassion for my heart and soul for your loss, and for the souls, children, and families that have lost their physicality at this time. Mr. Keshe, in previous workshops, you have taught that the soul of the man exists in a plasmatic state, and that everything in creation, from the stars to the cells of the body, communicates through fields of magnetic gravitational interaction. You have also said that man has miserably failed to create children of peace, and that the children of Mitra, created through the soul's field rather than the physicality of the man, represent a new path forward. My question is as follows. When a soul carries deep trauma imprinted not just in the memory, but in the plasma field of the body itself, what is the field condition required for the trauma to be released? Not through medicine, not through psychology, but through the soul's own magnetic gravitational interaction with the universal field. Thank you.
Most of traumas brings a maturity because it brings thinking. It brings to understand. Sometimes we submit ourselves to these traumas. Sometimes it matures us to find another way to get out of it. The structure to understand is how to release or to allow the traumas, or what we call energy effect of emotion, is to create a second balance field, which is transferring in an equal way that reduction in the field brings a balance. In early stages of the Keshe Foundation, in the first decade in 2008, 9, 10, 11, around that time, actually 11, 12, 2011, 12, and that kind of time, I used to make bottles, 3 bottles per patient. That was a standard. 1 for breathing, which is the air, 1 for the water, and 1 for the body. But the beauty of it was a gimmick in a way, and it was so effective in a way, because when you give a bottle which is plasmatically set in a specific way, if you do it the wrong way, you can create other problems. While they put that pipe, it's like a Hubble bubble, to breathe from the container which you set up. The soul, the energy gets connected to outside energy, weaker. So the extra energy is transferred into, you go to balance. If the bottle is stronger, it gives for the soul to become to balance. Now you understand what I call a gimmick. You use the tool, they humans, they're believing in what they touch, but in fact you connect the energy fields. And this is a way to it. I was asked by one of the knowledge seekers, maybe 3-4 days ago, why don't you go back? I said the GAN's technology is much more. And secondly, I'm fed up burning myself with plasma. You have to create a condition, understand the condition, and then set higher or lower balance field, or a balance field that the two interacting. If it is a trauma, is created energies, that's all it is. You balance it out. Cannot be done so easily. In a very near future, in maybe next few weeks, you will see part of this which will come. I'll explain in a way that how it can be. And then you structure it yourself to what you want to do with it. And a lot of people, like, they have a mental condition and they have all sorts. The old system works very good, what I used to manufacture. The new system needs to be adjusted to do, and we are working on it. Maybe next few months, next year or two, very much replication of what we had. It's if you look at it, we marketed this in a very, very strange way with the cups, pressure cups and the other cups and sugar cups. But the structure has to be, you hold the cup not just to drink, you hold the cup when you drink. That cup, the water, is just a gimmick to bring the balance. Dr. Gatwa did some testing with his people, and I remember he wrote once that most of the people who use CO2 or COP1, their diabetic reduces. It's very simple, because COP1 carries a dimension of the amino acid of the cell of neurosystem body of the man. So they connect to it and they see the benefit of it, because they transfer the energy which cause behind it. Diabetic 2 is always stress related, it's connected to not the sugar, it's the stress which brings it out. In that case, you see people, they lose their diabetic. This is what I always say, knowledge seekers, when you make things, you have to understand the whole knowledge of it, not just because you do. You see something. And in next few weeks, you will see we're gone back. No, we're going. It's just that our harvest is ready. It's just it'll be on regular basis. New knowledge seekers, we tell you what is set up, how it's set up, and what you can use it for. You put your order through, and then you use what is developed by us, and then you tell us how you lose your conditions, how you enjoy the pleasures of life. We have already started, and initially it'll be offered in one nation in the next few days or week or whatever, and then gradually we open into anywhere around the world. But it all has to be done through Keshe Coin. You have to buy the coins from the foundation, and then through that we transfer, you pick up, and very easy, because we want to control a lot of things, that we don't create a mayhem of what we've seen is happening in the world today. We have started the first step. And two, that vegetation, when you get it, hold it, don't eat it. Hold it, and then consume it. And then you see what changes. It's not the digestion, it's before you put in your mouth, the kind line of connection. There's a lot of work. We embed the emotion of the man within the structure of the life, and then you know how to play with it. You have to create a condition that energy has to be transferred into. It's not the magic to do it, but you have to know how to do it. And gradually, we're coming to that point too. Any other question?
So do you mean that part of that preparation is like a psychological or
Anything,
mentally prepared?
anything. You see, this is the difference between most of you and me, especially me. We look at the energy transfer in every aspect. You choose what is the matter and what is the energy, and that's why you run into problem. In the cycle of the plasma technology, in the cycle of the cosmic ray technology, you look at the energy which changes to physicality. You lot look at all the physicalities, but you don't look what's energy behind it which does it. Because when you get to that, physical side is already made, you can't change it. But if you know how to play with the energy, it changes the physicality. This is why I say we feed the soul to feed the body. That conversion, 99% of the knowledge kids haven't understood, or they go halfway because then it suits to what they read in the book. They don't look what they know in their life. Any other?
Thank you very much, Mr. Keshe, and thank you so much for this gift to humanity of the game of peace and enlightenment.
It's knowledge seekers. We're all working together. It's a hard work of, especially one knowledge seeker is his brainchild, framework around the foundation ethos. Every one of us, I told you, this carpet of knowledge and work of the Keshe Foundation is a huge carpet, and it needs many people to hold different corners. Collectively, in the hard work, we're bringing that change. We made a lot of mistakes on the way, a lot of corrections, and we still make mistakes because that's how we learn. As I was with somebody sitting very recently, says, Mr. Keshe, you're 68, you should stop retiring. And I said, my job has just begun. It's the harvesting time. We have sown the seed of knowledge for 30 years. It's time to use it for peace. It's time for bringing the change, but it takes time. And the beauty of it is how we achieving it, because we've been put under pressure not to be there. And that, as we say, under the carpet, we've grown to be a lot. But when we come out, that carpet will change a lot of music of the floor. We have to see, and gradually. It's a collective. It's not individual. This is the humanity changing, not somebody coming. Any other question?
Okay, we do have a hand up here with Azar, but before we get there, I have a question from Gail in the webinar chat who says, in African townships, high unemployment makes it difficult to afford dependable laptops, cell phones, and internet connection. Are there any plans to make affordable, strong units to enable playing the game?
That is not on our agenda at all. It's not something which even we thought about to do, let alone contemplate.
Maybe as people start playing the game that do have the laptops and cell phones, then they'll be able to generate income enough to help others to get them as well and connect with the game to make more income to connect with others to play the game, etc.
The way I see it is that 90% of the work will be done through CC. 10% or so of it will be done through KC. CC is a cash coin, which you play for the game. KC is the currency, which is a cash coin belonging to Keshe Foundation. As we say, Keshe coin and a cash coin. And a lot of people would deal at the source, which is the CC. But gradually we put a lot of things behind it. We monitor a lot of things, how things go. We are learning. It takes time.
We'll have to have AI do some learning too, because it's already had a hard time with Keshe Foundation. It's often call it the Cash Foundation in the past. So Cash Coin and Cash Coin is going to be, it's hard enough for us to understand it coming from
it's good to come
on the AI.
It's good to get this guy confused, Mr. AI.
Yeah, it gives him something to do. Okay, that's good information. I think that's becoming clear as we go along. So perhaps the folks in disadvantaged areas will have an opportunity through the game to proceed.
Right. It takes time. We have to do a lot of work. It won't go like a wildfire. It takes time. People will start playing with it. They have to earn it or exchange it, and we have to be ready. We have to get this 8,000 units out somehow in the next 12 months, a year, 2 years. That it supports its independence and control. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. But now what we were planning to do in 2021, when we just got debunked by millions, now we have, in a way, continuing with that, but structurally solid going forward with it, that we take what's called the knowledge is ours, the research is ours, the development is ours, the manufacturing is ours, the commercialization is ours, the retail is ours. We become a vertical process, literally. And with all the what we call public bits cut with us, we become very strong inside. Now adding the financial arms to it, that gives it a very slowly but very fast dimension, because we have contacts through other governments. Where when you give money, please, knowledge seekers, play the game, go back, change it to KC, that we pay your governments. Don't play it for us. By government accepting from money from somewhere, it gives us legitimacy that they receive money from nowhere and no government says no. Because you earned, they call it a gaming tax. It's not a gaming tax, it's a gaming earning. This is how it becomes legitimized very fast. Please get your people to play as much as possible to earn those too, and then exchange it with us, or if you have any funds, invest with us, buy the coins and hold the coins, because now the coins is as a cryptocurrency. It's not something in there you receive as on your network as any other coin, but belongs to the club of the Keshe Foundation. It's not that if when I'm going to receive, automatically you receive coins. It's done all internal, like every other coin. And when the governments receive money from where they are, governments are always hungry for money, then we'll see the game. They encourage their citizens to play. We don't need to do anything. When a government receives 10 coins, which is 10,000, where it came from, and we play a game that which government, what we paid for, how many coins, they get their citizens to play. This is not going to be hard, but we can't go out and fail in the first weeks. Like the one that was run in January, now we saw the problems. You need about 6 months or so to see what problem comes. It's paying the government, slowly we're learning ourselves, and other factors are coming in. And then we see. We still need millions to do it right. We need a lot of research to bring a lot of other things online. And then we'll see. Once this war situation settles, I structure in a way that all those who are affected, civilians, one way or another, will become and be able, hopefully, to use our system. One way or another. And then we'll come to an agreement with the nations to support it. We'll see what happens. The game, as I say, starts from tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. And then we'll see how you. Now it's in your hand. We done our job. You have to take this to people and let people play the game. And let your governments pay them. When they see money, they know they don't have to money. They encourage more people to play. We have enough coin reserve for next 10 years plus. The way this is done this way is that we don't let you mine the coin, we have already mined it. So now we are owner of the mine, we have the thing on the table, we give it away. And it's for you to spend it, but learn the game of the piece. And when you can play something sitting on the side road and get something to feed your family, then you see how many more people will find money and the thing to play their phone. Any other question?
Hi, Mr. Keshe.
Hello, Sergeant. Happy Nowruz, Sergeant.
Happy to see you too, Mr. Keshe. Mr. Keshe, isn't it wise to, wherever we are, if you're in Tanzania, Kenya, Iran, wherever you are, just go get a tablet, go sit in a cafe or go to internet cafe, go between young people, and then actually you have to master this and then go sign them up, teach them how to play. For example, I can go to Iran, go
Please
take
don't
it.
move, Peter. Not at the moment. Don't move. Sit
No,
ready.
no,
You're
I'm not
good
now.
in Mexico. Sit there. It's sunny.
But
Have a coconut.
Mr. Keshe, I'm talking about when you go, can take a space, get 10, 15 computer in a place, and then get the young people come here, especially in
They find a way. That's once this money comes, man is so greedy. Will go for it. We are not ready.
No, I mean, I was thinking I can go and teach everybody to sign
We
them in.
can go on the internet and do it. I mean, because nowadays those things are. It'll go like a wildfire, but we are not fully ready for it. Let us go very slowly.
Physically, I shouldn't go do that because I can.
You don't need to do physically. No, it's the age of internet.
Okay.
You see, when we started the factory in Ghana, in atomic, as you understand, they're killing the Iranians, but atomic, well, in Ghana is the only country in Africa, more or less, putting South Africa aside, has an atomic program, or a nuclear power station, or nuclear reactor, which is the size of a bucket. And our factory is what used to be wall to wall. When we made the original gases was made, given to the soldiers. This place is fully in terms of your Africa, Ghanaian, you know what I'm talking about. Atomic, it's called atomic area. It's got soldiers everywhere looking after this one bucket. And all of them had diabetic, gangrene because of diabetic and the rest of it. And when they received these waters, they start drinking it, and the others start drinking it, the gangrene went, the pain's finished and everything. The gate where you come into atomic to the reactor, I think it's at least, I don't know, a kilometer, 700-800 meters. The atomic military officers were allowing civilians to walk all the way to the reactor. We are on one side of the wall, us, on the other side reactors, to come and collect and buy gas water for the diseases. And more or less, I think this raised a lot of alarm that it was like ants line. You've seen ants going to the honeypot, they all line up. People were walking. They were, security was zero because the soldiers benefited themselves. And then we learned to our certification from standard board and whatever was water. But we had little different colors at the bottom of it, which is whatever, and we put it there in the bucket. And we just went public. If you want for diabetics, the blue one with the green or red one, or if you go for pressure, is the orange one with the yellow one. And people knew, they can say, can I have that one? Can I have that one? Once we are ready, the word of mouth will go bomb, but everybody will use it. We just set up this morning, we received the first keys to part of our research center. Another 12 months, we become one of the largest research centers in the space technology with its own supporting structure. Then all this needs to be backed up, to be put up. Once the ONNs work fully and you lot using the coin, it costs about $3 to $5 million a day. Not over a year. $3 to $5 million a day to run such operation. $1.5 billion. You have to monitor the traffic. You have to be able to have funds available to do your work. You have to check everything is all the time runs. You need at least to sit on the top, just monitoring the network. Don't do failures. If somebody fails, how much you have to back up. Nature of the man is steals or whatever. Somebody loses their wallet. Somebody lost their coin. That is their lifeline. All this comes into it.
You know, Mr. Keshe, like the story of the monkeys in one island, they opened a coconut, and then the other monkeys in other part of the world, they started to copy the same thing, but they didn't see the monkeys in that island.
It's
I
very.
have
Have you ever tried to open a coconut?
no, I had a guy made a hole in it.
Yeah, you try to break in a coconut. Years ago, I was in Bahamas. Bahamas used to be my playground. And I was with my two boys. They were 5 or 6 years old. And we were coming to Atlantis. We just went that, you know, the Atlantis now is very famous. Those days was only for elite. And we went walking. And my youngest son found a coconut opposite the Swiss embassy. Swiss embassy was a very strange embassy those days. You had to go into the swimming pool to sit by the bar for the ambassador to stamp you a visa because he owned the hotel. And he only gave visa if you were in the bar in the water, sitting in this pool. And we went for breaking this thing open because we wanted to have a coconut inside it. Oh, we bashed it, we threw it up, we did everything comes to imagination of a man not from Africa. An African guy must have seen us laughing. Oh, look at this idiot, I don't know how to open a coconut. After we had a go at it for God knows how long, he came and says, do you want to open the coconut? I said, yes. We were so happy, but we didn't know. We tried just to get inside to get a fresh coconut. He sat on the floor, exactly where we were throwing these things up and down, held in his hand, and in a 1 second rhythm, opened up, hammering it on the floor, and he gave it to us with still juice in it. It needs it. You have to know the way to get in it. Doesn't need a monkey. You understand? It took.
No, I was talking about Mr. Keshe. I was talking about, you know, when you think about something, because the soul talk to each other, so that way it's gonna fly. The whole idea of signing up is gonna fly. That's what
Let it happen. Let it happen. I mean, if the knowledge goes, we're bringing a lot. And you know, they say Netanyahu is dead. Oh, let's say he is, whatever. In 2016, the guy actually wrote me a message past couple of days ago. In 2016, I was on the east coast. In 2015, I was on the east coast of Italy, or west coast of Italy, on a holiday. The Minister of Education of Saudi Arabia, a friend of mine, we were both in hotel with our families. And I said to him, you know, I'm trying to get into Netanyahu to talk with. And one afternoon we were sitting with his advisor, having a coffee, talking. He said, why don't you, when talk came, you do, because you have the connections. I went through CIA to Netanyahu that we would like to have a discussion, stop the war which is going on today. In 2010 years ago, CIA guys, they told me that we passed a message on that you want to start talking peace. He said 7 days. Within a week, we get a response from the, from Tel Aviv. Few days, he didn't answer in 7 days. Few days later, after 7 days, I asked the CIA people, what is going on? Why don't we get the news from Netanyahu? He said, we have a message. Well, we asked them to reconsider. So what was the message? What is the message? He said, I negotiate with anyone but Keshe. We talk with anyone but Keshe. Because if he gets into negotiation, the Iranians win. We are not prepared to talk with him. And he said, they're afraid of you. And he knows. I talked to the Iranian government officials very recently, recent past. I said, let me negotiate. They said, very simple. We keep you safe. We have kept you safe, but not being in these things directly, even though we are in the background. These people are not there. They have one target. And both targets was that Messiah comes, they have to get Iran and the rest of it. It doesn't matter what name it comes into it, they're coming in, because by October 2026, they have to have the Messiah on their hand according to the writing, otherwise they fail. And this is what we see now in Middle East. People are not prepared to talk peace because it costs them what they planned to do. We wish them, we gave them every support, and everything was done accordingly. We thought about it, but they have to accept it to do it. We gave the key to the government, you lot bash me to death. He's again like them, he gives everything to government. We gave you the key, we are still sitting 10 years later, 2016, up on the pattern. How many of you have made it internationally known and done with it? None. You made enough to do. According to Chinese statistic, 200 million a year in China in 2020 was part of the use of the Keshe Foundation technologies by knowledge seekers and others. $200 million in 2020. And that's
Mr.
only...
Keshe, Mr. Keshe, I don't think, I saw a video, I don't think people in Israel are normal because they call everybody else except themselves goyim, and they say
When,
you're the lowest, you're like an animal, and you have to work for us.
the
They're
Jews
not
in
normal.
Israel, the Jews in Israel, they call themselves the, what do you call it? What's the name they use? They come up with it. The chosen one.
Yeah, and also I see like little kids, if somebody passes with the cross or a priest, they spit on them. Even the old man got the woman's bag and just hit the woman because she was talking about Jesus, and they're not normal.
Doesn't matter.
They're not normal, these people.
Doesn't matter.
Something
It's
wrong
the
with education.
mentality. It's the in 1980, my great uncle came from Israel to Manchester with his wife because it's my mom's uncle, her mom's brother. And this woman is one of the ones you call that. They had to wash the whole house. The kitchen was split into half, 4 different dishes. And I said to my mom, why haven't you invited her? And for such a long time, couple of months, for a few days. And this woman, every time we said something, because my other half is Sayyid, Muslim, she kept on talking to my uncle that these are what you call non-believers. That's what it means. And non-believers are not worth talking to. This is the way they believe.
Exactly, Mr. Keshe. They just see you as an animal, yeah. And I said
No, these animals are paying every money in the pocket to find a hole to hide it.
yeah.
And let's see, it's not a good situation today. I hope the Americans won't bomb Iran over New Year's time. That'll be the lowest of the low. But these people have no dignity. We have to see.
Mr. Keshe, I have a question regarding the 2 questions. One is about black hole. Like for example, black hole has been, it's one of the greatest assets for the whole system, wherever we are, because it actually distributes material through the whole galaxies or the solar system. But then sometimes the stars and planets they're also being swollen by the black hole. So that's if there is on their path. And
You
depending on
see,
so
black hole, even the Earth, in some points, from the point of observer, it looks like a black hole.
You mean it's going to look like black hole?
From some point in the solar system, when you stand, you look at it, yes, it does. Even the sun does.
Okay. But
Uh,
do we
no,
also
no, no,
become...
no,
There's
no.
actually new research about that just came out a couple of weeks ago, that they discovered this density in the center of the sun, and they believe it's a black hole.
It is a black hole. It's where, to the point of observation, our observation, the energy intake is balanced. That's how they look. This is why we get black holes on the surface of the sun. The internally sun is very cool. I think in some points could be even minus. But it has a high radiation capacity. This radiation capacity, which is more or less tritium, as it goes out as energy, at some points, low in interacting with other energies of itself, loses that energy and it changes to matter state. It's like we have magma underneath the earth. In the sun, there is no magma because there is no matter state. Inside the center of the earth, it's just the plasma. There is no heat. There is nothing. It's more or less even cold. But when the fields radiate, because nothing is changed into matter internally, that we call magma, on the boundary, it changes due to a couple of factors, which depends on the conversion. It changes into like a liquid state of plasma. And when this liquid state of plasma interact with the field of the plasma itself, which already transferred, it creates the heat and the light. That's all. But inside is black. If
Yeah,
you go
Mr. Keshe, you said it's black because it's very passive. So when the magnetic is
it
passive,
absorbs all the spectrum of the lights. What a body doesn't need, we see as the color of it, what it reflects. You understand?
yeah.
And so it depends. You can stand in one point, you look at the position, and you see the guy next to you, centimeters away, he cannot see. You say, look at this, I don't see, till he comes to your position. You understand? And black hole is the same. Black hole is not black. It's just depends on the point of observer, because what is black to you, I have a different field strength is light to me.
Okay, now, Mr. Keshe, when you say, okay, so I understand what you're talking about now. I get the point, but now my question is, when you say everything is a macro and has a micro, so our body is like a micro of the macro of the universe. So do we have black hole inside our body?
Yes, we are.
Where is it?
Everywhere. It's actually the biggest black hole is right in the center of our brain. They call it the empty space. We all have it. It's not, it is black because it doesn't interact with anything, and it absorbs all the energy in the full spectrum. Your emotions, your thoughts, your fields of thinking and talking. The AI of the man sits in the black hole of the man, in the center of the brain. Because it even predicts what you're going to talk about, and you talk about it and you don't know where it came from.
I can imagine it, Mr. Keshe. I can imagine how you...
Just think, I always say, if you can answer this question, we are halfway understanding the world of creation. You will start without any idea, telling a joke. Yeah?
Yeah.
You've never said a joke before, and you're just coming out. Who knows the end result which makes people laugh, except which is already planned. You're just blubbering it out without actually ever thinking about it. Yeah? Where did this happen? It comes from the soul. It comes from the central system. It's already set up that by the time I say this joke, you'll have this reaction is about these people. Your thoughts, how does your thoughts comes and it becomes to words, you never think about it. It's all controlled by the central system, which is the what we call the soul. The soul is not just being there, it has a function. Monitors, knows, is your AI. He knows exactly where everything is and what needs to be done. Even knows the reaction of the people. When I say this, these souls will give, which is what I'm needed. You know, the comedians are the same as the footballers, opportunistic, and they make from the people. Look at the opportunity last week. The Arsenal player, 16-year-old boy, out of nowhere, being opportunistic, has now become the hottest thing in the world of football. Youngest ever player scoring a goal in English Premier. Schoolboy, opportunistic, the opportunity he made for himself. And the same is with our brain. Our brain is an AI opportunities. It connects with the other soul. It already knows through the souls, if these words are said from this mouth, it'll create laughter or joy or whatever in the others. Opportunistic. Soul trained only to look for is hunting. So if you understand this, the rest of it is just a gameplay.
Okay, Mr. Keshe, when we go back, we said God, we said God created all the prophets, Moses, Jesus, Muhammad. He brought them to the planet to teach.
God created a pocket, not a prophet.
They came from God, didn't they?
You didn't get it, do you?
But this is a question I
The
asked God, but let me ask my question.
Pocket as a prophet, not a prophet that somebody profits you.
No, Mr. Keshe, because the prophet came from God. You said it. God sent them as a messenger. You said it before. As a messenger, the soul was delivering, but the physicality wasn't. Okay, my question from God was, I asked God, he didn't answer, but I will ask you. God created okay, so God created these people to give us message to live better, to tell us we are an image of God, we should live like God. Then everything just went south, and then they used whatever. They didn't become peaceful, and then God now send you to give us a message. Now you don't have to have a middleman. You should connect with yourself with God. So if God knows about everything, why he goes through all those work to bring in messengers and give us all those stuff, get people stuck to it? No, he wants to undo it. What's the point of that?
It's not undoing. This is a man-made situation. You heard about a guy who went to the churches. He said, pray, I prayed. He said, do this, I did. God said to do this as well, I did. He said, so what? He said, I asked God for money, he didn't give me, so he didn't listen to me, I don't listen to him, I don't go to his church. It's made up for us. We are strong enough. We are clever enough. We have made that. Our soul puts us in touch to understand totality. Do we need a prophet? So we allow it. We allow these things to happen. It's us who creates the condition, and those who understand abuse the condition. Simple as that. It is to the, English has the most beautiful thing about this. We have to understand how things work and what is said for what purpose and who's behind it and what the school of thought they've been brought up with. In 1990s, I was a member of a charity organization. I was invited to become because of my position. Because I used to donate a lot of money to this structure. And they said there's an emergency meeting. Went to emergency meeting. A guy came saying that I've been helping, donating, blah blah over years, blah blah. I'm falling a hard time. He was a shopkeeper. It doesn't, can you help me just to get out of the trouble? It's just temporarily, and I can't go to no bank, nothing, and is my life. I said to the chairman, we approve this because that's why we. He says, no, we are here only to receive. We are not here to give. I said, what? I said, you're a charity. Your job set to do. He said, no, we are not here to give. I said, you're like a religious people and one way only. I resigned. That night, I walked out and said, no, this is not. And I went to the guy in front of him and says, how much do you need? I said, I told you. I said, tomorrow morning, go to my office. My secretary will give it to you. I don't want it back. When you succeed, come back, give it to my secretary. Or give it to somebody else. 1983, 84. Strange thing, the son of the wife of another member in the board, next day came to my office, seeing my secretary. I said, what is going on? He said, you gave that much money to that guy last night. We want some money as well. We want to buy a house. I said, I'm not a charity. That's a need. But you understand? This is the way it is. That these religions are made, these charities are made to be. It doesn't work that way.
Thank you, Mr. Keshe.
Profit. Yeah. I've been through a lot with this humanity. Don't worry, when I sit here tell you things, I've been through a lot of it. A to Z of it. Any other question? Let's answer a question and go. It's nearly 3 hours, plus 3 hours.
Okay, good. We have a number of questions in the Q&A. Let me select one here.
Any, mini, minimal.
Less. Well, we have a question from Geraldo, who says, good afternoon, Mr. Keshe. Why don't we use one strong magnetic field in order to disable the American Army and all of their apparatus? That might be it.
Don't put your finger on it because I can go wild with it. I asked Ayatollah Khamenei's office for weeks. Don't do anything, just show. Nope. You've seen it in past few days. The mentality with this, the Iranians are waiting for this war, for Messiah to come. This is why they were fighting. They knew the Israelis going to attack them. The Israelis knew they were going to attack. One is waiting for the Messiah to come. The other one is there when Messiah comes. It's very... This war is the most strangest war. And then the Vatican is putting all the money into it. They're all three fighting to get the Messiah. And they said, we decide when. And we have so many weapons we don't show. And I was... Yesterday, the day before, I thought, oh God, when they're going to show? Have you seen what they show now? The West is they dream about having such a weapon. Now they've got a Dancer missile. Couldn't you use this at the beginning and just wipe out a lot? It would have stopped. Why did we have to wait 2 weeks to get these missiles? Oh, this is nothing. We used only what is 10 years ago. We have technologies more advanced than this. So why did you do the whole damage in one go at the beginning? No. We have to fight in a way that we get to the point that it brings the Messiah. Now you understand how they're fighting. And I'm sitting waiting to see when they show something to do with something. And they say these missiles they came out a couple of days ago with 2,002 ton with 2080 heads and the missile hides in it. They don't have enough weapon. It's gone. That's why last night they wiped half of Tel Aviv. You haven't seen the pictures we received in security. Tens of thousands last night were slaughtered in Tel Aviv. Tens of thousands. The West is covering the news like hawk. Over 8,500 bombs have been dropped on Iran. All are historical. What the historical places got to do with the bomb? They are wiping out 2,500 years of history that didn't exist, and the Jews came, Messiah came, we prayed for it. The most ancient historical castles have been wiped out. What's got to do with the war? $8,000 bombs. And they talk about 2 missiles. And they said nothing happened. How come one bomb can kill no one and there's 18 apartments, everybody in the house and is gone? What happened? Jews are magic, can jump? There were over 4,500 people in Bangori airport sitting, waiting at night for the first flight to get out. Terminal 3 is gone. What happened? You see, the philosophy is very good. Who's dead is missing. We can't find a body. This is a policy Americans are using. We have so much fatality, but they don't tell you how many killed because they're wiped out. You see how many missing people will be recorded after the war. This is where it comes. This is where new technology, I'm waiting to see what they show tonight or tomorrow night. Apparently there's 7 more technologies which we have not seen. The funniest one was the hit Ford, General Ford, what do you call it, aircraft carrier. And suddenly happened that there was a problem in the toilets and they had a bit of internal fire the day they got hit by the missile. Everything is accidental and has nothing to do with it because they can't say we lost 2 most important aircraft carriers in the American Army.
Mr. Keshe, Fato 2 had a plasma thing in it. I saw inside of it. It has 2 unit has a plasma created with plasma. It's called Fato 2.
Oh, you don't know what I know. Just forget about it. But let's see how they kill each other. They're bringing the latest technologies. The Americans have brought the zapper out. Israelis have nothing. Israel has totally no defense. I feel sorry. I asked for Iranians to stop. I say, if you stop, the other ones will slaughter us. Tonight and tomorrow night, if they decide not to stop for the new year, they're gonna show new technologies. We have to be very, very prudent with what's going on, but it's not a good news. I had the same emotion 40 years ago when Saddam was. They used to wait with Saddam. Exactly, we have a solid tackle. The second the new day start, New Year, they used to send missiles into Iran on that time. People sitting around the New Year table. You don't do that to your dog, let alone your enemy or whatever in the war. And I'm waiting to see what Americans do in South Africa. Who are you freeing? Killing innocent people. Let's see which one finds the Messiah. The funniest thing is, if the Messiah appears the way the Iranians say, would the Jews accept him? Or are they waiting for their own Messiah? This is the funny part. And now the Messiahs have to fight.
It's a very strange time we're living in.
It is a strange.
Look at what they're doing to the oil industry. Each country is blowing up the other's oil fields and the oil infrastructure. This is going to set back the entire oil industry, hopefully forever.
No. This is all done by the Americans. Most of the refineries are hit by the Americans. No.
And they're blaming it on Iran in terms
yes, because America has 11 million gallons of oil, barrels of oil a day. They are making money out of this. They are bombing the refineries. The Americans are the Saudis when they hit the first refinery, and it's American-made drone with all the serial number on it, and they blame Iran. Now they don't know, because now with closing the Straits of Hormuz, they're selling their oil into Indians and to everybody else. The way they did the same trick with the pipeline through Ukraine. They blew the gas pipelines, and they forced the Europeans to buy American high-priced gas. That was the game. The American oil industry is minting it at the moment. And the ones which are heavy are selling the new, what do you call it, the Venezuela oil. American oil companies will show such a huge profit that all the losses through tariff will cover. That's where it is. No, don't be blind into the, of course, the Americans blind, because now they become the biggest supplier of oil because it's theirs. All your fracking is paying freaking out. $200 a barrel. Oh, American oil companies are praising him, and 10% commission on every bank account. Don't get fooled by their bombing and refineries. But of course they're making, because they're selling their own. They did the same thing 2 years ago when they brought the pipelines, because the Europeans have to buy American gas. This game is not what you see. Religious people are making their way through it. The other people are making money under. Ayatollah Khamenei, on his death, he's one of the richest men. 90 trillion is reportedly in different accounts and investments around the world. 90 trillion. American debt is 37 trillion. Now you understand.
Okay, thank you for that input.
Yeah, it's a very, the more Americans blow up the Strait of Hormuz, they shut everything else. You see, the next game now is they hit Khark Island, 90% of oil, which goes to China. And China gives technologies and machinery to Iran, they don't pay. Now, China is going to get tight for oil because the Chinese refineries are sitting there. China became a trading country with oil for the past 2-3 years. Now it can touch. China has about 6 months reserve plus, and they have a lot of tankers in the ocean. They're both black. What's going to happen? In next 2 days, most probably even today, tomorrow, maybe next week, China will go for Taiwan. What's going to happen? American weapon technology, American industry, computers will stop overnight. Taiwan produces 70 to 90%, some of the specialized, but the common chips. That's why they fight over Taiwan. And then what's going to happen? You give me oil, I'll let you have chips. This is not fish and chips, this is microchips. China will go for Taiwan to bring America on their knees. And they will do. They did with raw material, and we've seen some movement into Taiwan today. But China is ready to go in. China was ready to take over Taiwan in 2027. The agreement was made. But they go in now. And they go with Taiwan, and then the oil is gone. But Americans are making money. It's cold winter time in most of the Europe. And they sold the gas, the pipeline of Ukraine, now the oil. And who's taking? Mr. Trump. This trumpet is very well done. The same with the refineries which are heavy, they took Venezuela. It's not for America, they're selling it in the black market.
I think Trump's has another game in mind because they just invested all of his money basically into a fusion company just before the war broke out. So with billions of dollars into fusion from his, which is an infusion of money from the Keshe media company, which they're now spinning off from that investment and trying to separate themselves from that investment with the fusion company. But it seems like because the oil refineries in the US are not going to last if this war continues with Iran.
They don't need it. They're making it honey. There's so many refineries in Far East that they're chunking out cheap oil. Cheaper than refining in America.
But if they can't get it out of the areas where they are, then...
Oh, they can't. Don't worry. They have no problem getting it. They've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
This, you know, the Second World War between Japan and America, they all talk about America one. It was all about the islands with the rubber in it. It was a rubber island they were after, because if we had the rubber, you could get the wheels running, the cars and everything else. All the war between Japan and America, before Second World War, and Second World War was an excuse for it, was to do with rubber island. Now, Taiwan, with 70% of the every microchip. If you have a computer, most probably 90% of the chips on it is from Taiwan. You have a laptop, you have a mobile phone, comes from there. And now they take the island, America can't have any. And you don't have a chip, goodbye Apple, bye-bye.
Yes, indeed. Well, and we have to move to a new plasmatic world that doesn't include chips like that.
Yeah, we gotta look for the fish. Thank you very much for today. Sorry about this. To all those who are Japanese, the Persians, the Afghans, the Tajiks on the Silk Road, Kazakhstan, west part of China. Happy New Year to you all, and I hope this year will be a good one. If there's still anything left for humanity to make it. And don't forget to register after 12 o'clock with the CC, the new games, and start making a living. See you next week. And I hope there's still another week that we can be there. Thank you very much, Jake.
Thank you, Mr. Keshe. Thank you for being here for another week in this crazy planet. And we've undergone 634 such weekly workshops at this point, continuous, without interruption from the craziness of the world. So we hope to carry on, but you never know. So thanks everyone for attending today's workshop. Keep safe wherever you are, and keep the hope and knowledge that things will break into peace in the somewhat near future. And we will have the plasma technology to be able to use and to move into touring the universe with. All right, bye for now, everyone. We see our next public teaching workshop will be the One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace, coming up on Tuesday, the 24th of March. That will start at the 4 p.m. Central European Time. And I believe the Sunday after that, the last Sunday of March, we'll have a time change to Central European summertime, and some of the times will change for folks. We'll let people know in the following workshop about that as well. Okay, thank you again for being here today. And we'll go out in our usual manner with the flight enhancement spaceship unit. Oh, let me check on notices in my messages here. Yes, we have a new message from the Universal Council that I can read and show. Just get it ready here. Okay, I'll just share that. Oops. Disappear. There we go. Okay, message from the Universal Council. We, the Universal Council, invite the Keshe and Universal family present on the earth in unifying at the soul level every time, every day at 9 p.m. Central European Time or Central European Summer Time, giving from our field strengths to enlighten the souls of world leaders to negotiate and sign the World Peace Treaty, pledging their nations to everlasting peace on earth and throughout the universe. Okay, thank you to Lissy for providing that. And now we'll go out with our usual manner. And again, bye for now. See you in the next public teaching.